I'm from New York City and I'm currently within the technology space. I've been a part of 0% now. It's been almost 3 months now, and I've been a part of the ATA program. I think for me, trying to be on my way to find something I'm passionate about, as well as find something that can hopefully help me achieve my ultimate goal of financial freedom. And just, speaking with the team and then understanding the benefits of this, as well as like diversifying my investment portfolio. Overall, I felt like this was a really strong opportunity for me. I'm in it for the long term. And just knowing that if I, follow everything Jeff and the team preach, like I'll hopefully be in a much better financial position in the long term. I think my biggest concerns was a lack of knowledge with regard to what ATA entailed. By that, I mean not really being too familiar with Forex brokers, how to track everything, the risks associated with it, and then also just not understanding kind of the effectiveness and long-term viability of bots. I think those were all things that I had to ask a lot of questions about, do my own research, but quite frankly, I think Jeff and the rest of the team has done a really great job of providing educational resources and videos and FAQs and always being available and having a platform where somebody who's relatively new to all of that felt much more comfortable right away. I think 0% does a really good job of giving me the support that I need to ultimately make sure that, any questions I have can be addressed right away by anyone. By that, I mean, in addition to, always having access to Jeff and the rest of the team, we have a really great internal community of other people who are going through the same thing that I'm going through. So if I ever have any questions, I can make a poll or make a quick question where anyone in the community can help out and support. And I think that's the really great part about 0%. Not only does 0% team members always have your back, but the whole community as a whole wants to see everyone succeed. It's not a winner take all kind of game. It's ultimately everyone having each other's back, wanting each other to succeed and being helpful along the way. So I'm currently running the Fed bot. So for me, I started with just 2,000. And I think it's really great to see that people from all different income levels are able to start right away. And for me, it's been really great to see kind of the consistent returns with the Fed bot. I got started in December now, so it's been just over a month and a half. But for me, it just took a little bit of time to get set up because I wanted to make sure I followed all of Jeff's instructions step by step. So I took my time with it, but once I got it going, it's been pretty hands off in the sense where other than just, monitoring to make sure things are looking okay and progressing in the right direction, it doesn't really involve me to, be constantly monitoring my account to see if there's anything going wrong. I've seen consistent returns for sure. And I think that's ultimately what I'm hoping for. For the month and a half, I'd say on average, I saw 15% gains in my first month consistently. So thankfully there wasn't a ton of volatility with regard to the returns. And then as far as the second month so far, I'm close to 10% already, and we still have over half the month to go. So I think overall, it's been a really enjoyable process. Ultimately, the people who I'd see getting the most value out of this are people who are driven to ultimately, want to, achieve that financial goal of, feeling free and seeing what financial freedom would be like and being committed to kind of dive in and be willing to learn about a new space. Because for me, this is something that I had no familiarity with. And I guess another thing, as I mentioned before, I didn't have a ton of investable capital ready to go. But I think thankfully this ATA program can work with people from all different financial backgrounds who are willing and motivated enough to learn how to, set up a Forex bot on their own, be curious enough. I'm going to have that intellectual curiosity to try to understand, how to read charts without having to be an expert in it. So I felt overall, I would recommend it for people who are motivated, dedicated, and, from any sort of background, willing to take the effort to understand exactly what they'd be getting themselves into. Ultimately, the proof is in the pudding, right? I think what was the best thing that Jeff told me when I was on the fence was, we're so confident that at that time, Jeff was we want to make sure you're happy. So we'll be able to kind of work with you and make sure, within the first 30 days, we'll do whatever it takes to make sure you're happy, or otherwise we'll fix it in any way we can. So I felt overall, just knowing that Jeff was that confident in the program that I felt still kind of on the fence, but that should have been enough of an indicator for me to know that, not only myself, but all of the other hundreds of people that have, taken that same step as me, if they could do it, then I could do it as well. I've been a big fan of Jeff for a while now, but was always on the fence about, waiting to just jump in for the right opportunity. And for me, kind of looking back right now, I think overall, I wish I would have joined sooner, quite frankly, because it's a really supportive community, really great opportunity, or at least the ATA program that I'm in right now. And I feel this is something that isn't just going to, be around for the short term, but the long term as well. So for me, just thinking about it as an investment in myself is the way ultimately I'd recommend others think about it. And personally, for me, I'm really excited to be a part of this wonderful community and really excited to see where we go in the future.